like with President Obama, 2007, President Obama, and what would the conversation be like in 2016 with your father?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that.
You couldn't tell me that.
I couldn't tell you that, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your
Because you know what I think
that?
sometimes, even with him being in office,
Mm-hmm.
right? I am sure that he must have gotten many threats.
Absolutely.
I am sure that they threatened him about his girls, his daughters. I will never forget looking at, I forgot which program, but when it was their last day,
Mm-hmm.
and the eldest daughter, Sasha,
Mm-hmm.
was crying uncontrollably.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a reason why she just couldn't stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother couldn't reach out to her and console her. She just looked at her. But her daughter couldn't stop crying. And you can only imagine what they must have endured. That was not an easy feat.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And, I don't, yeah, I hear so many different things about, the Obamas,
Mm-hmm.
but, we don't really know. What I do know is that my family suffered tremendously. And so I can only imagine the sacrifice and the threats that must have occurred.
What's your thoughts on election day in 2020?
Well, I will most definitely be voting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I think it's extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
My father talked about the ballot or the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And, once we get whomever we want in the office or out of the office,
Mm-hmm.
then we have to make sure that we have an agenda and that what is on our agenda is being upheld.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Donald Trump being in office excites the movement, like encourages us to fight more and stand up more for what we believe in, or you just think it's just politics as usual? He's just the man with the suit on.
No, I think we're too brilliant to just have politics as usual. Those days are gone.
Uh,
I think we are awake.
mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. That's what they didn't want us to know. They didn't want us to know that we built those pyramids. We resurrected all of those monuments, all of the art that's in the British Museum,
Mm-hmm.
that's in, and all of these other museums that now African leaders are demanding the return of their historical artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Ethiopia demanded the return of the obelisk, which is that high, skinny looking pyramid that is near the White House that used to be across the continent, that was a funerary object to honor those who made great contribution.
Mm-hmm.
And so they demanded the obelisk from Italy, the obelisk of the Queen of Sheba. And they said that the rightful place is for her people and that it's for their identity.
Mm-hmm.
And that Mussolini stole it when, they plundered, back in the, the 1900s, early 1900s. And so, we're beginning to understand our motto was universal spirit and intellect, God and scholarship. And so we're seeing, wow, we're some smart people. And you know what? Our skin is actually quite beautiful. And the meaning behind our hair, standing up, the electrical currents that can come from the hair, the melanin in our skin. So we're starting to discover, aha, that's what Malcolm was talking about when he said your skin is gold, and that was why he gave us these shock treatments during that time, because he knew that we really had been bamboozled for hundreds and hundreds of years and traumatized, suffering PTSD. I mean, now we can look at the pictures of what was done to us, using our babies as alligator bait, cutting women's stomach open and watching the baby drop out as they're being lynched, and then stomping the head of the child. I mean, all these atrocious acts. So we're discovering that we're actually beautiful, that we are like dynamic, that we are brilliant. Look at all of what our inventions. You know, even when we were held under someone's boot, look at what we invented. Look at what we did. You know, if it had not been for our enslaved ancestors, we all today would not have the opportunity of calling the United States of America our home, land of the free, the richest, the most progressive country in the world. Right. So, you know, it says a whole lot about us. And we're still here.
It's still here. What